even though Lord Krishna loved Radha, but he did not marry her. So youth are misinterpreting that we cannot marry the girl that we loved and quoting Radha Krishna example. And some people are saying that Radha got married to someone else. And my friend questioned me, although Krishna got married to Rukmini, why everyone worships Radha and Krishna? Mainly, what is the Lord teaching by this? Because in all avatars, we see the Lord is being worshipped along with his consort, wife. So, well, the relationship between Radharani and Krishna is the most exalted one. And to understand that is not easy. Actually, outside of the Gaudiya Sampradaya, to understand the relationship between Krishna and Radharani is, in any other Sampradaya you go, it is difficult and it is incomplete. Especially if you see Krishna stealing the cloths of the gopis, Krishna dancing with the gopis who are married to someone else in the middle of the night. What is all this? How do you explain all this? Krishna is supposed to be the father of Dharma. Krishna has said in the Bhagavad Gita, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyutthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. Whenever there is an increase in adharma, I appear, Krishna says. For what? Dharma sansthapanarthaya, to establish the principles of dharma, I descend. And what is Krishna doing? He is dancing with other people's wives in the middle of the night. He is stealing the dresses of all the girls who are bathing in the water. What is Krishna doing? So, you go to other sampradayas, they will not be able to explain all this effectively. But the beauty of the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya is that we get a proper, correct understanding of all these activities of Krishna. First of all, what we have to understand is, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Mamaivamcho Jivaloke Jivabhuta Sanatanaha. All the living entities, every living entity is an amsha of Krishna, is a part and parcel of Krishna. Part and parcel means it is an integral part. You cannot separate the part from the whole. If you have this mic, it has got 2 parts or 3 parts. I can disconnect this cable and take it away. I can disconnect this top portion and take it away. So, these are not called part and parcel because you can disconnect, separate it and take it out. But if there is a part which is welded to another part, you cannot separate it out. It is a part which is integrally, it is combined with the whole. You cannot separate it from the whole. The living entities are like that. They are an integral part of Krishna. You can never segregate them. You can never cut off that relationship between that living entity and Krishna. Now, Krishna being the source of all the living entities, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Tasam aham brahma mahadyonir, tasam brahma mahadyonir aham bija pradapita. Krishna is the seed-giving father of all living entities. All living entities are coming from Krishna. So, when all the living entities are part and parcel of Krishna, Krishna wanting to enjoy with them, there is no harm in that. Just like if I look at my reflection in the mirror and I want to decorate my face looking at it in the mirror and I enjoy, can anybody fault me for that? Can anybody find fault with me for that? Oh, look at that man. Total adharmic person he is. He is looking at his face in the mirror and he is decorating his face. How dare he do that? Can you say? You cannot say. It is his own face he is decorating. Who are you to comment on that? So like that, all the gopis, all the gopas, all the living entities are integral parts of Krishna like that. So Krishna wanting to enjoy with them, there is no harm in that. You cannot find fault with Krishna for wanting to enjoy with them. First of all, why did Krishna expand into so many living entities? That's because Anandamayo Abhyasat. Krishna by nature, he likes to enjoy. And Eko Bahusyam, enjoyment is in variety, not that I live alone in one place and enjoy myself. You cannot enjoy like that. You want company of people. You want other living people to relate with and to enjoy. So Krishna expanded himself into multiple living entities. Now, what is the intention of expanding into multiple living entities? So that you can relate with them and enjoy. Now, I may want to enjoy all alone. Now, being myself all alone, I cannot enjoy. I want somebody or the other in my life to enjoy. So what I will do? I will marry. I will take a woman as my lover so that I can enjoy with her. Now man and woman have come together. They have married. They are enjoying. Not enough. They want children. Why? Because between husband and wife, there is one kind of relationship. Now when you have children, with the children you have another kind of relationship. So children are born, husband and wife are together. What they will do? They'll take the children and go to their parents. Why? Because with your parents you have another kind of relationship. And then after that what you will do? You will go to some friend's wedding or have a party or throw a party at home and invite all your friends. Because with those people you have another kind of relationship. So you see, it is not enough for us to be all alone to enjoy. I want somebody else to enjoy with me. And then it's not that I'll have one kind of relationship with everybody. I want different kinds of varieties of relationships with different individuals. Then only life has got some happiness. Imagine all of us are brothers and sisters. Only one kind of relationship. How it will be? You'll get fed up. You'll want somebody as your mother. Some woman has to be your mother. Some woman has to be your sister. Some woman has to be your lover. Some woman has to be your daughter. Then only you enjoy relating with a woman. Otherwise, if every woman has only one kind of relationship with you, it will get boring. So, you have to understand that variety, you need many people to relate with, and you want varieties of relationship to relate with all of them. Then there is happiness in your life. Now, this propensity in us is coming originally from Krishna. So, Krishna expanded into so many living entities, and Krishna wanted to enjoy varieties of relationships with all of them. So, technically, our acharyas have classified what are all the broad kinds of relationships that we can experience with Krishna. One of them is Shantarasa, where there is appreciation. Oh, this person is so nice, he's so good, he has so wonderful qualities. You are always appreciating the person. When you hear someone appreciating you, what happens? You feel very happy. Oh, such a nice guy. He's always appreciating me. Whenever he sees me, he says some good things about me. You feel good about it, isn't it? That's why when you go on the stage and receive an award and everybody is clapping, you feel so happy. Now everybody is sitting in the audience, you may not know everybody. There may be very few people you know, but everybody unknown to you, you don't even know who they are. They are clapping for you. You feel very happy. Such a nice audience, they all clapped for me. You don't even know who is sitting in the audience, but you feel very happy. Why? Because there is appreciation. This is called Shantarasa. Then, one level higher, a little more intimate relationship is Dasya Rasa, where the person comes up to you and he says, I've heard about you, I've seen you on social media, you are such a wonderful person, I want to become your assistant, I want to learn so many things from you. So what happens is, you have developed a little more intimate relationship with the person. You'll start asking, who are you, where are you from? You start to get to know the person more. Because that person has sat in the audience and clapped for you, when he comes and tells you that I want to be with you, I want to assist you, what you will say, you will feel inclined to, yes, accept that person as your assistant. You are walking in the street, suddenly one fellow comes up to you and says, I want to be your assistant. You will say, hey, who are you? I don't even know you. Who are you? You will ask. But because in that audience, that person sat and clapped, so you feel confident, yes, this person must be a good person to work with. You see, that means the relationship has become a little more intimate. Now, that person is working with you, he is assisting you, he is carrying out all your orders for a long period of time, 5 years, 10 years he is with you. What you will do? One day you will call him. Yeah, so many years you have been helping me. From today I want to make you a partner in my firm. You are my friend. You are not anymore my assistant. Both of us, we can sit on the same platform and talk to each other. This is called a Sakya Rasa. little more intimate than Dasya Rasa. Then what happens is, you have a relationship with your parents. That is called Vatsalya Rasa. That's more intimate than the relationship you will have with your friends. Your parents, you will feel far more confident. You will be willing to open up your minds on many things which you may not want to divulge to your friends. With your parents, you will be far more freely, you can express yourself. Why? Because the relationship is more intimate. And then, further, more intimate than the most intimate relationship of all is with your lover, or the husband with the wife, or the wife with the husband. That relationship is the most intimate, which is called the Madhurya Rasa. Now, in that Madhurya Rasa, in that Sakya Rasa, in the Vatsalya Rasa also, there are different gradations. When Sakya Rasa, there may be a friend who is very respectful to you, who is very, whenever you say something, he will immediately accept whatever you say. That is one kind of friend. Another kind of friend is who is always pulling your leg, cracking jokes at you, and making fun of you. That is another kind of friend. So, whom are you more intimate with? The guy who is always pulling your leg, isn't it? Similarly, even on the platform of a lover and a beloved, a husband and a wife relationship is very formal. In that formal relationship also, there is love and affection. But it is in a certain, it is regulate in a certain regulated way, it is exchanged. Now, suppose there is a lover and a beloved, young couple, and they are not yet married, their parents don't know about it, so hidingly they come and meet, they talk to each other. This kind of relationship, when it is there, it will be very, very sweet. That is why when a boy and a girl fall in love, it is not that they will go around informing everyone, parents, everybody, I have fallen in love, okay, this is my boyfriend. You don't do that. First initial phase is without telling anybody, secretly you want to meet. Because there is a certain kind of rasa in that. And that eventually, banda phod diya. Some friend or the other, somewhere, some social media, mein kisi ne photo nikal ke dal diya. Somewhere or the other, people will come to know, ho gaya, khatam ho gaya. Then that rasa in that meeting also gone. So after that, what is there? Break up kar lo yaar, kisi dusre se kar lete. Because everybody now knows that we are lover. Then that rasa is gone. You see how it is? So that is why two people, one boy and a girl, they fall in love with each other. Initially, there is so much sweetness in that relationship. Then gradually, when everybody comes to know of it, and everybody accepts it, and both of them get married, what happens? That all that will fizzle out. And after a few years, they will both be sitting and looking at each other. How, when we met first time, how it was. Now, where all that went? Everything gayab ho gaya. What happened? Both the same people only, but all that joy is gone. Why? Because when you are meeting a lover without the knowledge of others, and when there is lot of opposition, you know that there is going to be opposition from many corners. Parents are not going to, accept your relationship. Elders are not going to accept. Society is not going to accept. There will be lot of criticism. When that kind of situation you go and meet your lover, there is a great sweetness in that. Once everybody comes to know of it and everybody has accepted, khatam. Like you see any movie, go to any Bollywood movie, lover, beloved, young boy and girl fall in love. Suppose there is no villain at all. They fall in love, they get married, and they have children, life goes on. Will anybody go and watch that movie? Nobody will watch that movie. Nobody will even make that movie. Because nothing is there in that. What story here? No story. Boy and a girl met, they got in love, and they married, they had children, ho gaya, khatam ho gaya. This is the story. Who will buy that story? Nobody will buy. They have to come together. Somebody has to come and stand in between them. Somebody has to separate them. Then there is maja in that relationship. Isn't it? You see? So, you have to understand that in a loving relationship between a boy and a girl, when there is opposition, and when it is very difficult for them to meet, then the greater the opposition, the greater the joy in both of them coming and meeting each other. This is the nature of love. So Krishna is Akhila Rasamrita Sindhu. He is the reservoir of all rasas. Meaning, Every devotee, in whatever way he wants to relate with Krishna, Krishna is ready to reciprocate with him, with that devotee in that manner. A devotee wants to reciprocate with Krishna, the Dasya Rasa, he wants to taste Dasya Rasa, Krishna is ready for that. There is a friend of Krishna, a devotee of Krishna who wants to experience Sakya Rasa, Krishna will act as his friend. There is a devotee who wants to experience Vatsalya Rasa with Krishna, Krishna is ready for that also. And if somebody wants to experience Madhurya Rasa with Krishna, Krishna is ready to grant that also. And in that Madhurya Rasa, again there are two kinds of devotees. One set of devotees who don't want to be, for whom their reputation is very dear. They don't want to be vilified by the society. They don't want people pointing fingers at them and saying, what kind of women these are. They have no chastity, they are very fallen women. They don't want that kind of bad name. So they will say, we want to experience Madhurya Rasa, but as the married queens of Krishna. So these people become the wives of Krishna. Rukmini, Satyabhama, all these personalities, all the 16,108 queens of Krishna. Then there are others. They say, we want to give the highest pleasure to Krishna. And that highest pleasure is in the relationship of a paramour. We are ready to stake our reputation in the society. Even the society may call us all ill names, they may call us bad names, they may say we are worst women, but still we want to give that pleasure to Krishna. These women become the gopis. So, in this relationship between the gopis and Krishna, between Radharani and Krishna, it appears like the relationship between a boy and a girl in this material world. In this material world also we have such a relationship, extramarital affairs. One man is married to one woman and he has an affair with another woman. These kind of things are seen in very bad light in this world, even in today's modern world. Even you go to America also, even in the US, where it is a very free society, you can go and have a relationship with any woman. A woman can have a relationship with any man she wants, and whomever they want, they can have a live-in relationship. They want to marry, they can get married. Don't want to be married, don't have to marry. You want to have children out of marriage, also no problem. Society will not say anything to all these things. But even in such a society in the United States, if you are married to one person, and while being married to another person, you have a relationship, affair with another person, that is not acceptable even in the United States, even in the Western world. You divorce your wife or husband and then start an affair with someone else, okay, no problem, not an issue. You divorce 100 people and have 100 new relationships, nobody will say anything. But being married to one person, you have a relationship with extramarital affair with another person, finished. Society will condemn you. You see, even in the Western world, even today it is like that. So, but then still, people do that. They are married to somebody whom they loved, they are in love with a girl, they marry that girl, and then have a relationship with another girl. Or they have multiple girlfriends. Why? Because there is a rasa in that also. You are married to one woman and you have an extramarital affair with another woman. There is a rasa in that also. Now, when we look at Radha and Krishna, when we look at this, what it appears like the same thing which is happening in the material world. But then there is a gulf of difference between the two. The example is given just like you have two metals. Suppose I have a lump of iron, lump of steel, which is weighing 1 kg. I have in my left hand. And in my right hand, I have another metal, which is yellow in color, glittering, very shining. And I have 1 kg of that also in my hand. What is that metal? Gold, right? Now I am having two metals in my hand. So I can say both of them are metals. So if I ask you which metal do you want, which one will you want? Huh? Why bhaiya? Both are metals, no? How many of you want gold? 1 kg of gold if I offer you, how many of you will want? All of you want? How many of you will want the iron instead of the gold? Nobody wants. Why bhaiya? Both are metals, no? Why everybody wants only gold? although they are metals, the value of both is completely different. The value of iron can never match the value of gold. Externally you can say both are metals, but if anyone says says that both iron and gold are metals, so both are equal, you will say he's a madman. Agreed, both are metals, but value-wise, totally different. 1 kg of gold you can buy, 1 kg of iron you can buy for 60, 70, 80 rupees. Gold, 1 kg, nobody can afford. So expensive. 1 gram is how much gold today? 1 gram of gold? I think 7,000 rupees, 1 gram of gold. So 1 kg of gold, 7,000 into 7,000. How much is it? Huge amount. 70 lakh rupees, 1 kg of gold. Whereas 1 kg of iron is only 70 rupees. See the difference in value? So similarly, the relationship between a boy and a girl in the material world appears to be exactly like the relationship between Radha and Krishna. But the quality of that relationship is completely different. The relationship of Radharani and Krishna is transcendental, whereas the relationship of a man and a woman in the material world is completely material. The relationship between a man and a woman in the material world is on the basis of lust, whereas the relationship between Radharani and Krishna in the spiritual world is on the basis of love. There is no question of physical lust between Radharani and Krishna. This is the reality. And that is why you will see the relationship of Krishna and Radharani is glorified so highly in the scriptures. Whereas, if a man and a woman have an extramarital affair, that is condemned. If a man has an extramarital affair with another woman, or a woman has an extramarital affair with another man in this world, what happens? The Shastras state they will go to hell. They will have to suffer. It is a sinful activity. Whereas when it comes to the relationship of Radharani and Krishna, it is glorified. Simply by, if we hear the loving affairs between a mundane man and a woman, what will happen? Our lusty affairs will increase. Whereas if you hear about the loving affairs of Radha and Krishna, our heart will become cleansed of all lusty desires. This is the effect of hearing about the pastimes of Radharani and Krishna. You see, the effect is completely different. It is the exact opposite of what will happen if we hear of mundane affairs. So therefore, what we have to understand, we cannot compare the relationship of Radharani and Krishna with that of ordinary boys and girls within the material world. It is of a completely different quality. So, to understand the relationship of Radharani and Krishna, we have to hear it from the authorities, from the Vaishnava Acharyas. Only then we can understand. So, it is not that we cannot marry the girl whom we love. First of all, we have to understand in the material world, nobody is man, nobody is woman. We have bodies of men and women. In this lifetime, I may have the body of a man. Next lifetime, I may get the body of a woman. Next lifetime, I may not get even the body of a human being. I may get the body of an animal. These are all external coverings. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya navani gridnati naroparani. This body is like a dress. Today, I am wearing this white kurta. So I cannot call myself, I am white. I am a white person. Why? Because my kurta is white. If I say that, what will you say? This man has gone mad. You will immediately refer some psychiatrist. Poor Prabhuji, he was so nice. Until yesterday, he was so nice. Now let us refer some good psychiatrist for him. Oh, why, bhaiya? See, my kurta is white. Therefore, I am saying I am white. See, my kurta, I am not my kurta, no. Similarly, the body which I am wearing is also an outward dress for me. Now, if I identify myself with the body and say, I am a man, I am a woman, I am a human being, then that is actually, it is not an intelligent proposition. So we are neither man nor woman. We are spirit soul. And as spirit souls, what is our constitutional position? Our constitutional position is to be Prakriti, is to be enjoyed by Krishna. Krishna is the only Purusha. He is the only enjoyer. He is the transcendental male. All of us are Prakriti. All of us are meant to be enjoyed by Krishna, either as men or as women in the spiritual world. So everybody in the spiritual world, whether man or woman, they are all wanting to serve the pleasure of Krishna. What is Nanda Maharaj thinking? He is a man. He is thinking, how will I serve my Krishna? All of Krishna's Gopa friends, Subala, Sridama, all these people, what are they thinking? They are thinking, how will I serve Krishna? I have to help Krishna to take the cows for grazing. I have to help Krishna meet the gopis. In this way, I have to give pleasure to Krishna. So all the men are also thinking how to give pleasure to Krishna. Even the women are also thinking how to give pleasure to Krishna. Yashodama is thinking how I should cook nice food stuff which I can give to Krishna so that he will be pleased. Like that, all the other elderly gopis are also thinking how I can churn nice butter which Krishna can steal and he will be happy with that. So like this, they are making curd out of milk, they are churning that curd, making butter, for what? For Krishna. Then there are the gopis who are also thinking, how will we go and meet Krishna secretly so that we can give him pleasure in that relationship of lover and beloved. So you see, whether man or woman, our constitutional position is to give pleasure to Krishna. So our taking the forms of a man or a woman is dependent on what kind of loving relationship I want to have with Krishna. By originally I am neither man nor woman. I am a spirit soul, part and parcel of Krishna. So therefore, in this material world, when we look at loving relationships between a man and a woman, it is all based on lust. There is no loving relationship in the material world. A boy is thinking, if I get this girl, such a beautiful girl, if I get her as my girlfriend, as my lover, I will be so happy. Nobody is thinking, if I become her boyfriend, she will become happy. Nobody thinks like that. Everybody is competing. How will I get this girl's attention so that I can be happy? This is called lust. Whereas in the spiritual world, none of the gopis are thinking how I can become happy by relating with Krishna. All the gopis are thinking, if we make Radharani meet Krishna, Krishna will be happy. So they are plotting, constantly making plans how to make Radharani and Krishna meet. And what is Radharani thinking? Radharani is not thinking, oh, how do I meet Krishna today so that I'll become happy? Radharani is thinking, so many gopis are there. If they meet Krishna, Krishna will be happy. So she is thinking how to make the gopis meet Krishna. She is not wanting to meet Krishna herself. She is thinking how I can make the gopis meet Krishna so that Krishna becomes happy. And all the other gopis are thinking how we can make Radharani meet Krishna so that Krishna becomes happy. See, this is an akatya katana, Chaitanya Charitamrita. Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami says, this is an inexplicable phenomenon. How do you explain this? How do you explain this? So, this is real Krishna prema. This is real love, where the gopis are thinking only of the pleasure of Krishna. They are not bothered about themselves. So you see, this kind of love which Radharani exhibited for Krishna is impossible for anybody else to exhibit. In fact, when Krishna left the gopis and went from Vrindavan to Mathura, and then from there he went to Dwaraka, Radharani was dying in separation from Krishna. All the gopis were dying in separation. They were literally going mad that we are not able to see the lotus face of Krishna. Radharani decided, I cannot, this pain of separation is so much, I cannot live. I want to give up my body. I'm going to die. Sometimes it happens, no, even in the material world. One boy and a girl, they are loving each other, and the parents separate them. What happens? The boy and the girl will go and commit suicide. Why? Because they are thinking, the pain is so much, I cannot bear this pain. Better to die. Like that, Radharani also thought, I cannot bear this pain of separation. Let me die. Next moment she thought, if I die and that news goes to Krishna in Dwaraka, what will happen to Krishna? Krishna will become so disappointed. He'll become so sad. I cannot give Krishna that kind of pain. I will tolerate this pain and I will continue to live. You see how much Radharani loves Krishna. Even in the midst of the greatest pain, she's thinking of the pleasure of Krishna. So this is not ordinary. Can you ever compare this with the ordinary loving affairs between the man and the woman in the material world? Not possible. Where both of them are thinking how I can be happy. And that is why you will see a boy and a girl, they love each other and they get married. After a few years, divorce. Why? Because no more happiness. I am not enjoying this relationship. So I don't want to be with you. Get lost. Both of them are not thinking, I may not be getting enjoyment, but I should give enjoyment to her. So let me continue. Does anybody think? Nobody thinks. Why? Because all the relationships in this material world are based upon lust, not on love. Whereas the relationship between Radharani and Krishna is of pure love. So therefore, we cannot compare, we cannot assess the relationship between Radharani and Krishna on the basis of mundane loving affairs. They are vastly different, just like gold and iron. So all these comparisons we should not undertake, and therefore the Acharyas and Shastra have stated, when we are on the conditioned state, we should not discuss the intimate loving affairs of Radharani and Krishna, because if we do, we will misunderstand them and we will commit offenses at the lotus feet of Radharani and Krishna. So therefore, we should first try to understand, I am not the body, I am spirit soul, I am a part and parcel of Krishna, I am eternally Krishna's servant. First we have to understand this. Without understanding this, what we will understand about Radharani and Krishna? We don't even know who we are. We think so deeply that I am this body, but within the body I am there. We have never seen even ourselves. Then where is the question of understanding Radharani and Krishna and all that? So therefore, what we need to read is, first read Bhagavad Gita, understand Bhagavad Gita, chant Hare Krishna, become a devotee of Krishna, render devotional service to Krishna. Then gradually the understanding of Krishna and Radharani and their relationship will come about. Okay?